The polls are in, and Monmouth not quite up to snuff.
Johnson goes to deny. Step down. Big three for the...
It's got you here.
Jones doesn't go. The tip by Broom. Up ahead, Harper.
Hello and welcome to this once again special episode of War Eagle Weekly, where we are getting to record together for the second time in a row. Josh, how are you doing today?
I am feeling pretty good after last night's win.
Oh yeah,
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
We're recording this on New Year's Eve. That's actually why the families are together. We are celebrating the New Year tonight, and we figured we would just record the episode after the Monmouth game and preview the Missouri game coming up.
Two birds, one stone.
It was a little bit of a shaky start. I mean, 26-24.
Yes.
It was a little. I was a little worried. You were a little worried, but.
It was a lot closer than it needed to be,
Yeah.
and then Auburn went on an 18-0 run to end the first half. It should have been 20-0 run after Chad Baker-Mazara put up that buzzer beater.
Oh, it was it was close enough.
It was a good call, but at the same time, it's like, that could have been good.
It could have been. It could have been, but I'm okay with the fact that it wasn't, especially when we blew them out as bad as we did. Honestly, it was one of those things to where like the commentator said, at about the 5-minute mark, Auburn realized, okay, they're not going to lay down. They're 2-10, but they're not a crappy team. And so
you're top 5 in the country. You're going to get the best everyone
Exactly.
can throw at you. And it took Bruce a little while to understand that they need to just play full bore the entire game. But
I think it was less Bruce and more the players. Let's be honest.
I don't know, because after Monmouth got up like 5 points on us is when we started full court pressing, and that's when Auburn really started to show who they're messing with. So I mean, I think it was a lot of the coaching as well. Like, okay, this is a 2-10 team. We got SEC play on Saturday. We need to try not to get hurt, and I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then Bruce is like, nope, screw this. We're going full bore.
That's true. However, it just either way, the team or Bruce or the coaching staff, they kind of figured it out and kind of realized, okay, we're not going to let these guys hang around. We're not going to let them dictate how this game is going to go. And they ramped up the defense because that's where it started. It started on the defensive end, which is what the problem was in the first half up to that point.
Yeah, they were living and dying on the corner three, and they were making them because they were wide the frick open.
Yeah.
And it helped a lot since we were in Neville. The crowd literally not once let up.
Yeah.
And even whenever the game was basically over and we were up by 35 or whatever,
they were in it.
Going friggin' nuts.
Yeah. The people on the court were a little, like the fans on the court were a little lackadaisical for my liking. But all in all, for a game against Monmouth, the crowd was up.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we've seen them bigger and better.
Sold out for Monmouth.
Yeah.
$150 a ticket.
Yep. Didn't they say it was like the 62nd, like straight
62nd, 69th, something like this. Something crazy.
Yeah.
Neville
insane.
You guys are freaking awesome.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Cameron Crazies have nothing on us right now.
Not a thing.
No. So Auburn ends up winning. Janai Broom doesn't have to play that much, which is good, which is what we wanted. I mean, he's only had to play 22 minutes, 14 points, still got a double-double, 11 rebounds. It was like, it was also his, like, I can't remember exactly how many straight games with a double-double, but he's on a nice little roll as well with his double-doubles. And all in all, I mean, we had another Chad Baker-Mazara game where it just, from the get-go, he was balls to the walls, Chad.
Nothing about him screams, I'm going to take it easy. Not one game does he never give 110%. How many games have you seen in the same game where the same player gets 2 4-point plays?
I haven't seen it.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't remember anything. I don't remember.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind. Even the
mind.
announcers were talking about it. And Chad Baker also had one of the slickest passes of the game.
He did.
That sucker was slick.
Yes,
he
it was.
He put some curve on it and was looking the other way.
But see, that's the thing. Chad does that every game. Half the time, it's like it's a turnover, and you're like, come on, Chad. The other half is like, oh my God, that was amazing. But, I mean, maybe J.J. Redick had a couple of them back in the day. I mean, he shot so many threes. he had to have had a couple in a game before. But I don't. Again,
I
nothing
look
comes to
that
mind.
up.
Nothing comes to mind. Chaney Johnson went out there, gave a straight. I mean,
he's the one that put us on the
he's the
18
one-
nothing
yeah,
run.
yeah,
he went
he-
on a 10-0 run by
yeah,
himself,
and
the
he
team
scored.
just.
He finished the game with 12 points. So that was when he was just like, "All right, guys, let's do this."
Well, he's a guaranteed 10,
Yeah.
11 points a game
Yeah.
type of guy, and that's what you need coming off the bench.
Yeah.
And when you got guys like Jahad Pettiford coming into his own
Yeah.
off the bench, I mean, that's just like a 1-2 punch that every team needs. You got your friggin' 5 starters that can throw it up and put points on the board.
Now-
and you got the 2 guys on the bench that can come in, facilitate the game, and score the points.
Now, Pettiford had a kind of a bad game from behind the arc, but a lot of the Auburn players did have a bad game. We shot 26.7% from behind the arc. So, I mean, it's not the greatest stat from behind the arc, but Pettiford was smart with his with the ball. He had 3 assists, had a steal, had a block, but he did have a couple of turnovers. So his assist turnover ratio is still high. But I mean, all in all,
For this game, it was high.
Yeah.
For the season, not so
it's
much.
not. It's
No.
not. The one that really stood out to me was Ja'Kai Howard.
Oh my God, dude! Are you kidding? This freak
Back to back.
freak of nature.
Yeah.
First one is a windmill oop from Pettiford.
Yeah.
And then the best one of the night
I thought it was,
was
the
a
best one.
half
I thought it was-
court
yeah.
oop to Ja'Kai Howard, and he throws it in on a reverse slam. Are you friggin' when did we get LeBron James on the team? Holy smokes, that guy is. I love that he got humbled by Bruce Pearl saying,
Yeah.
"Okay, you are not the team. The team is
Yeah.
the team. You are just a
Yeah.
cog in the machine." And ever since he realized that, the dude is he's getting his
Yeah.
minutes. He's
Mhm.
getting the respect from his teammates. The teammates know what he can do. And Chad Baker-Mazara says, "You guys have seen nothing compared to what he does in practice."
Oh, I would imagine. In practice, they probably don't go as hard. So that's probably why.
Probably
He has
but-
a lot more open looks.
But doing this shit in game
Yeah.
is friggin' nuts.
Insane. It really is. And the thing is like you said, he's stepped up. He's taken the criticism. He's taken the coaching. Because there was times this year where, it was questionable. He's still fiery. We saw that in the game where he caused a foul, and Bruce and the coaches were getting onto him, and he was kind of pushing back on him, saying, "Hey, I don't think it should have been a foul on me," which I really don't think either. I think he was right in that sense. It was early on in the game
was the
when we were
block.
behind. No, I don't think it was a block. But it was early on. It was a drive, and he was out of the way. It shouldn't have been a penalty. Either way, he still seems to keep that fiery mentality versus someone else we know from last year that as soon as the coaches pushed on him,
down.
he shut down.
He's shut down.
He shut
Speaking
down.
of that player, did you know that
Wait, who are you talking about? Because I know who I'm talking about, but who are you talking
I'm talking about in Holloway?
Okay, we're talking about the same person. Again, everyone, we're going to be petty until the fool is not in college basketball.
Speaking of that Joker, he had his best game this season.
Oh, yeah.
This past weekend. Did you see
10,
his
10,
stats?
10 points?
No, 26.
26.
Yeah, he was 8 of 19 from 3, 9 of 21 from the floor.
Okay.
And Bama was bragging about those. Are you kidding me?
I mean, those are pretty good stats. Those aren't bad.
Whatever. Throwing up 19 threes.
19? I thought you said 9.
8 of 19 from 3.
8 of 19.
9 of 21 from the floor.
He's shooting above 40%. That's not bad.
19 threes, though, is excessive for one player.
Well, they needed them because they were struggling.
Well,
needed
they're going to struggle a lot.
Either way, let's move off Aiden Holloway.
he's not
We can
gonna be that.
easily go down that rabbit hole.
I'll never skip an opportunity to bash that son of a
You
bitch.
never do. You never do, and I don't either. Let's be honest.
Screw you, Aiden Holloway.
Holy crap. This is what you come here for, the pettiness. That's all it is. So either way, we bounced back against Monmouth. Second half was kind of
What do you mean
boring.
bounce back?
We were dead in the
I thought you were
water in
talking
the
about
first
from the
half.
previous game season.
No,
Where Alabama
we
was
beat
hanging out.
Purdue. No. I'm talking about the first half. It was
Well,
20,
I mean,
26-24, and then we
First half of the
then we
first
shut
half.
the lid. The first half of the first half. No. It was more 3/4 of the first half.
No.
Up to the 5-minute mark, it's a 20-minute quarter, a 20-minute half. It literally is 3/4 of the game.
Okay, hey, you have a point.
Okay, thank you. That doesn't happen very often, listeners. Josh does not admit that I'm right.
I'm
Ever.
the younger brother, man. I can't give my older brother the benefit of the doubt or the satisfaction of knowing he's right. Get out.
Yeah, well, this time you did, and I was.
I'm
Either way,
maturing. Baby steps.
you're maturing. Yeah. 2 kids later, you're maturing. Okay, so Auburn ends up winning. We didn't go deep in the bench, probably because of the way Monmouth played in the first half. I still thought we would have saw JP Pegues in the second half.
We did a little bit. He had 5 minutes. Yeah,
he had 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes is that's the most minutes he's had in probably
the past few games.
10 games now.
It's been a while.
Since the Duke game.
I think everyone on the team wants him to score more than JP wants to score. The one shot he threw up against Monmouth was a deep three. It was a little. I don't think I would have wanted him to throw that up, even if he was in garbage time. But
yeah,
he got to get.
And he had a turn. And he had a turnover.
Yeah,
I mean the dude's plus minus has got to be terrible on the year. Just terrible. The thing is, like at this point, I don't want to see him until we're going to put out the walk-ons. Yeah, nothing personal against this guy. The fact that you don't hear any rumblings coming out of the locker room from him and from his teammates, it means that he is a good guy. So I'm not trying to bash the guy. I'm bashing the player.
Well, when's the last time we heard someone in the locker room complaining openly to the media about one of their teammates? When's the last time?
I believe last year that was Aiden Holloway.
Who complained about it? I don't ever remember.
No. Aiden Holloway complained about teammates. I thought
after the season.
Okay.
After he entered the portal, that's different. Not while you're on the team.
I don't know.
If a player is openly bashing,
I'm trying to bash Aiden Holloway, and you're not letting me.
Well, Cameron, I'm making a point.
Okay.
If a current player is openly bashing his teammates, in the middle of the season to the media, then they're going to either get cut or benched for the majority of the season.
You're right.
That did not happen last year.
You're right. Okay, I'll give you that. See, look, I'm always been mature. Moving right along, we have our next game coming up against. We start conference play, which is going to be God. I mean, we thought that the SEC was going to be good this year heading into the season, but
we're looking at 13 teams going into the tournament.
Yeah, we thought that our non-conference was going to be the hard part of the season. No. I mean, don't get me wrong. Having one loss is a hell of a way to start the season.
Oh, absolutely.
When that one loss was at Cameron Indoor Arena. But starting SEC play, we're going to be starting that against Missouri on the 4th. So this upcoming Saturday, next Saturday.
This coming Saturday.
Yeah. The new year.
And then Texas on the 7th.
So Missouri, they're coming into the season with 2 losses. So on the surface, they look like a good team.
Sure, but
they beat Kansas.
They did, but we discussed this. We discussed this in our pre-recording session that the other team they played that had a pulse, they lost to Memphis, and guess who beat Memphis?
And Illinois. Illinois and Memphis are the two that they lost.
I reckon. I guess Kansas was just.
Kansas seems like everybody's beating Kansas right now because West Virginia beat Kansas today.
Wow.
Yeah. So everybody is taking their turn on Kansas.
So Kansas is just not the Kansas that they thought they were.
Maybe they need to do some inward looking.
Find God or something. I don't know. They need to figure something out.
For those of you that are listening and actually laughed at that joke, thank you very much. Their head coach is Bill Self.
I had no clue.
Yeah. See, I was making a joke. Hopefully,
you have to explain your joke. It's not
I know that. I know that. But I was hoping you would laugh. Either way, we're playing Missouri. We're at Auburn. We're at Neville. I think the crowd is really going to be into this one.
I think we're going to sell out again.
Yeah. It's a 2 p.m. afternoon game.
Thank goodness.
So, or 3 p.m., 2 p.m. our time, I believe, because we're here in Salt Lake City, Utah. So I believe it's 3 p.m. Central Time. Tickets as low as $232. I mean, are you kidding me?
That's nuts.
Oh my gosh, that's
Look
ridiculous.
At that. LSU as low as $5 for Missouri.
Oh my gosh. But all in all, I mean, this Missouri team, they're scoring 113 points a game.
They're not. They're scoring 87.3.
Okay, I was looking at their total is 1,100.
Good Lord.
We're having all kinds of problems here.
Yeah.
So all in all, I mean, again, they're shooting at 50%. They're 3 points, almost 40%. I mean, they're not a bad team. They are averaging 13.6 assists a game. This Auburn team is averaging quite a bit more. I mean, they are on pace right now to shatter the single season assist record for Auburn. It's like over 17 assists a game for this Auburn squad. I mean, it's ridiculous.
And
so
take away the turnovers that we haven't been committing.
Yeah, and it's insane. So Missouri should be
a test.
It's the SEC. They're going to provide us, a test. They're definitely not going to be the hardest team we've faced all year.
No.
And all in all, it still should be a fun game. I think we're going to see from the tip. I think we're going to see a lightning squad ready to just go.
Well, I know Bruce is roaring to go in SEC play. I mean, he even talked to the media. He's like, we're going to lose some games, but at the same time, we're not going to let up. We're not going to hand these teams their wins if they get them. He's like, they're going to have to beat us instead of us beating ourselves. So I agree with you. I think we're going to come out of the gate lightning quick and just ready to just put the game away early on.
Yeah. I mean, they have 4 players averaging double-digit points. So they don't have a big-time score, I don't think. I haven't watched much Missouri games this year.
I don't think I've watched anyone other than Auburn.
Yeah. I did watch Kansas lose one game. I can't remember which game it was because, again, they're losing to everybody.
Was it Missouri?
No, I did not watch that.
Was it Duke?
That would have been great.
I watched the Duke loss.
I believe it, yeah. So
I was in the Hawaii Invitational.
Yeah. When we were trying to, that's the one. I couldn't remember which one it was, but yeah, you're right. All in all, do you have any worries in this game, really? I mean, it's hard as an Auburn fan to sit here and look at it and say, we're not really worried about an opponent, especially after the football season we had. But
I'm not really
this
worried.
basketball team is different.
I'm not really worried about losing per se. What I'm most worried about is Miles Kelly actually making an impact in the game for this one.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of gone quiet and or cold in the past few games. He had 1 3 against Monmouth, and he put up 4 shots.
Now, he hasn't looked the same since he hurt his wrist.
Yeah, so
maybe they're babying on that.
Definitely is something, take into consideration, but he still played 20 minutes with a not 100% wrist.
Yeah.
And you got to think to yourself, why is he being played right now if he's not at 100%? So
because JP Pegues is not giving us enough to be able to put him in at point.
Well, Miles Kelly doesn't play point. He plays shooting guard and small forward.
Who does play point? Denver Jones and Tahad Pettiford.
Okay, then split his minutes with Ja'Kai Howard more. I know Ja'Kai had 17 minutes.
Position though.
No, he's not. Ja'Kai Howard is the same position as Miles Kelly.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's big enough. He feels like a forward.
Well, he's a small forward first, but he can play shooting guard.
Okay.
He's not big enough to be a power forward. God no.
Okay.
Keep him out of that position. But I mean, if he's really not 100%, then you gotta find other options. I understand. His other options are going to be Ja'Kai Howard and Chris Moore for the most part, but I mean, I agree. I do agree that JP Pegues does kind of throw a wrench in things.
Yeah, we don't have enough depth on the backcourt because of him. Either way, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole again. But so we're really not worried about Missouri. It should be an easy game, which signals to me the Auburn fan in me is thinking, holy shit, I'm not worried about the game, so we're obviously going to lose.
Shut up.
That's what it feels like. I'm just saying. Like, seriously, name a moment where you're just like, it's not an indication on this team. It's
indication of the Auburn culture.
Yeah, it just feels like just when we're starting to feel real good, something's going to bring us down to earth.
Well, we had that against Duke.
I hope so.
So we were feeling good going into Duke.
Real good. But I hope that's the loss. The thing is, I know we're going to lose again. Hopefully it's a road game. Hopefully it's away from Neville. Okay.
We'll get that streak alive.
Right. But at the same time, I don't know. It just I'm waiting for this other shoe to drop. And how many of you out there are? Because that's the thing. Is like we've been having to deal with this our entire lives, just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
It's true.
There's never been a decade where our shoe hasn't dropped.
I don't know. My shoes are laced up.
Okay, well, good for you. Because mine are certainly not.
So I have Hey Dudes. They don't have laces.
Okay. See now,
They're not like
now you're getting like technical and everything. Either way, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, and I'm concerned. That's all I'm saying.
Well, hopefully
So-
they can put some of these concerns to bed.
So both of us heading into the season, I believe we had Auburn winning this game. I'll look that up while you continue talking. But I don't know. It just feels like we should be worried.
I don't know. I mean, going into SEC play, sure, I get that is a little daunting.
Yeah.
But I don't think Missouri is on the same level as Auburn, and I think
No,
most
I don't think so.
I think most sports personalities would actually vehemently agree with me.
Yeah.
On that aspect.
No, I agree. I think you're right. We both had Auburn winning this game. We split the next one. You know, the Texas game. I had us losing that game. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, and we'll preview that game next week. But so hopefully it's a W. Hopefully we start conference play looking like the team that we have seen up to this point.
Let's make it look pretty.
Let's make it look pretty. And with that, Joshua, War Eagle.
War damn Eagle.